What's up, guys? Welcome back to the ranch. All right, ranchers, it's March 15th, and that means it's hard cutting time, and I got my red and yellow dogwoods here, and I'm gonna take some cuttings, get them in these pots, and let them sit all summer and grow, and plant them in the fall for my deer up at the ranch. I do this every year at this time. This year I'm trying some new pots out, some deep tree pots that I have some chestnut seeds growing in these right now. And because I had so many extra, I thought it will be easy to get these red osier dogwoods and yellow twig dogwoods to grow right in the pots I already have. So what do we got? We got some cuttings that I took and got from out in the wild. Just found them in the neighborhood at some neighborhood places and took some cuttings. I have them sitting in water in my garage, you know, out of the light, kind of just staying dormant, but staying hydrated and wet until we're ready to do what I'm doing today. And for today, real simple, I'm gonna take a few sticks and make a few clumps and sections and stick them in the 5 pots I have here already. I'm gonna probably do a collection of each, because, you know, with these canes, this is called a cane. This is like last year's growth, well, not really, the year before shoot, and then it makes all these little shoots off of it, and that was this year's growth. And we want to cut those little stems off and just use last year's cane. This is what's really going to be effective for your dogwood growing propagation. What I like to do is I like to cut the dogwood. Let this zoom. There we go. I'm going to take the stick here, the stem, the cane, and I'm going to cut it just below this this node, I should say, this node, and I'm going to damage it slightly and stick it in the dirt up over the second node here, and that's really all I'm going to do to get these to propagate. So let's dive in and make that happen. So I'm going to cut right below the node. Like I said to you, I usually cut on like a 45-degree angle, kind of make like a point. And then I take my little shear and I damage the node on both sides. Don't worry, I'm going to do one of these nice and close, just to get a little of that rooting hormone in those nodes stimulated that it's time to make roots. And now I'm going to take this stem and just stick it right over the second node, right into my potting soil here. And that's one. Let's do a second one of these beautiful yellow twig dogwoods. I'll do this one nice and close up so you can see it. All right, so I'm gonna cut on an angle right below the node. That would allow like a little point if I had to push this in the ground. And then I'm gonna damage the node. Node damaged at one side. Shaved it. No damage on the other side. And that's all I'm gonna do, and that's gonna stimulate that rooting hormone that's built up in this cutting and make this shoot roots out right from there. And we're gonna go over the dirt at least up to the second node, but I like cuttings that are about 4 nodes, so I'm gonna cut this one right here. And the trick is when you put these in, they have to stay in the same direction they were growing. You cannot put these upside down, otherwise they will not grow. And I'm gonna do one more in this pot here, just for 3. I'm gonna cut this down a little bit off the top. Cut at the node on an angle. Damage my node at the bottom. That's a little sticky. I'm gonna cut that there, and into the pot we go. And there's one of my pots right there. I'm gonna repeat this process now with the red osier dogwood. All right, guys, these are all propagated, all cut, all in dirt. We'll water them in. I'm gonna leave them in a semi-sunny spot for the entire summer. What do you think, Sunday? Say hello to Sunday. Don't drink the growing hormone.